The altar consists of a sophisticated structure, which draws inspiration from Roman art with its use of framed marble squares and rectangles. On the central panel there is a verse from the Gospel of John. "This is the bread of life, which descends from heaven. Hic est panis vivus dicelli descendens." Created in the 1530s by the Sienese artist Baldassare Peruzzi, the altar contains unique works of bronze. To the sides of the first step, leading up to the altar, we find a pair of angels by Francesco di Giorgio Martini, made between 1489 and 1492, whereas on the upper step we can admire the angels by Giovanni di Stefano from 1490. In the center, we find the Eucharistic Tabernacle by Lorenzo di Pietro, known as Il Vecchietta, who worked on it from 1467 to 1472. It is a magnificent object of goldsmith artistry, which perfectly reflects the tastes of the second half of the 15th century. It is interesting to note that Vecchietta originally made it for the church of the Spedale di Santa Maria della Scala. Pandolfo Petrucci, a Siena nobleman, had it transferred to the main altar of Siena's cathedral to replace the Maestà by Duccio di Buoninsegna, which no longer represented the tastes of the times. Among the bronze works of the cathedral is the series of 8 angels by Domenico Beccafumi, made between 1548 and 1551, and placed on pillars near the altar. Beccafumi is also the creator of the marble panel in front of the altar of 1546. In the scene, we see the sacrifice of Isaac, the biblical episode narrated in the Old Testament. As we can read in Genesis, God puts Abraham to the test by asking him to sacrifice his son Isaac on a mountain that he would indicate to him. Abraham doesn't protest, and after making an altar and placing firewood on it, puts his son on top. Everything is ready for the sacrifice, and when Abraham raises his knife to kill his son, the angel of the Lord calls out for him to stop. Isaac, who carried the wood of the Holocaust for his own sacrifice, is seen as a symbol of Christ, sent down to earth by his Father and who died on the cross. Here we conclude our symbolic itinerary of the floor, which commences in the naves and continues throughout the transept, and in which is narrated the history of the Jewish people and the events of the salvation through the figure of Christ, evoked but never represented except for on the altar.